Dear Alessia, 120321. 120321. Blast off! Blast off! What a wonderful fall night we shared walking through Brooklyn last night. It was quintessential Brooklyn in the fall. Look at her.
I know her expression.
Maybe we are in winter already, but it was pleasant outside, cool hoodie weather, with a wet sheen on the black streets, littered with brown autumn leaves. You were driving your mama a bit mental with the cluster feeds. You've taken to waking up through the night and feeding all the time, making it difficult for her to get a full night, or no, making it difficult to get a full night for your mama. That's right. And not often, but every now and again, she hits a wall, and that's when I come in. Teamwork makes the dream work. Mostly, it's a joy. The love you radiate is the most valuable thing in the world. To protect that precious spark is the job of every parent. But it is a challenge, as it comes with constant need for attention and nutrition, for love. You have to cultivate it and shine it up out of the wreckage of our own fragmented pasts. You read stories about parents losing it, horrendous tales. And as a parent, it's not hard to comprehend how that could happen with people who are less emotionally evolved or aware. You have to work hard to get yourself in the space to do this job right. You have to be ready to surrender and serve. In my case, you've had to have enough of yourself and the world revolving around that self. I qualify, and so does your mama. So far, we've managed to protect that delicate spark in you, and that love light shines from your smile in a way that can't be faked. We've saved you from the slings and arrows in this world that at your age typically only comes from the parents who let the pressures of life come through and into their interactions with their child. Boop. I read a story last night in the Post, which is where all this is coming from. A digression, I guess. Do you forgive me for digressing? Anyway, but you and me walked through Brooklyn for a couple hours. You were bundled up and oscillating between sleep and daydreams, watching the sky go by as you rode in your stroller. What is life like for you taking this world in for the first time? This magical thing, this place which is your birthright. How can any other claim any more ownership of it than it belonging to you? You. You. Let's see. How can it, yeah, okay, then it belonging to you. It's your world, baby, and we are just strolling you through it. Uh-oh. What demented world is it, though, baby? And I hope it clears up before you are conscious enough to understand. Reports of camps in Australia and people attempting to escape them, all because they've refused a shot, shrouded in controversy. In Germany, there are lockdowns for people who have refused the shot. Even as I type that, it hardly seems real, hardly seems possible that we are descending this far back into the obvious dangers of historical precedents, which is not that far off. The decimation of our rights devolving to new lows. It's hard to see where this goes from here. We only have to open up history books to find out. It's not, actually, I think I meant to say it's not hard to see where this goes from here. We only have to open up history books to find out. Boop. Yeah. We only have to, to find out. And anyone pretending any of this is normal or the right track has to develop ever-widening propensities for denial and daydreams. That's a good title for this, Denial and Daydreams. Mm-hmm. Or to put it another way, come on, man. Come on, man. I wonder what it will take for more people to speak up, smoke climbing through nefarious stacks, spirits ascending and descending, dancing through each other's attacks. What can't be denied is this is a big moment for us all, a defining moment, a test of will and fortitude all around, a coming to Christ moment, because nothing else makes sense. People climbing over walls and running through hills at night to escape medical procedures. That's where we are. And almost everyone either agrees with it or is scared into silence. Precious young lady. If we have questions about how things happened way back when, then we have our answers now. We're living through dark times, descending ever darker. And yet you have a sparkle and a shine. You have a sparkle and a shine. I've never seen the likes of before. And yet you are an avalanche of love. You are an avalanche of love. Behind every morning's door. And yet you are oblivious to anything wrong in the world at all. Right? For you, it's mommy and daddy who shower you with love and affection all day and night. The world is so simple for us as a family. We take care of our demons through the blood of Christ. We rebuke and surrender on the daily. And then we focus all that love on you and each other. We are grateful for what we've had, and we've danced on the outskirts of it enough to know that we could lose it if we aren't careful. And the stakes are your happiness and ours, so we don't play. We don't play. Baby, we don't play. I mean, we play, but you know what I mean. We don't play. We know the challenges and we accept them. And the world we are surrounded in, torturing itself into oblivion, acts as a balm, gluing us ever closer together. We are living through a war, and so things aren't pretend or play anymore. Are you grabbing daddy's face, girl? I had a great conversation with my cousin last night. You want to hear about it? I'll take that as a yes. Walking through Brooklyn with you and your blue eyes, taking in the shutters of the world. He's down in South Carolina and thinks of all this going on much the same as I do. Of all that's going on much the same as I do. He roots his life in Christ as well, and was telling me that relationship was for him the ultimate reality. Here she goes. And the further all this madness goes, the less real he even thinks it is. I asked him what he meant, sensing something there. More meat on that bone. He said Some of it's just so absurd that it couldn't be anything but a test. I hate using the reference, he said, but it's like the Matrix. We are presented with situations which seem increasingly unreal, and so therefore it's less about them and more about our reactions to them. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but it was in those lines. I think what he meant was this is all a test. And when I zoomed out across the last year or so, I could see clearly what he meant. Rather than wishing it would all go away and life would resume back to happier in most ways place than it was before, I could see how everything was building up and is building up to where we are now. We are on the front lines on a test for our soul as a collective, and our soul as an individual. Oh, they're calling me now, somebody. I talked to another friend yesterday who is in Peru building a survival retreat. She said she only cares really about getting right with God now. And that echoed with what my cousin said. And I suppose how ultimately I really feel as well. That's the focus. That and the light in your soft blue eyes taking in this new world with Daddy holding you close. The end. What did you think? Did you like it? I guess not. She's not impressed.
I think she liked it.
I think she liked it. Did you like it?
I did really like it.
Bye. Have a glorious day.